Hey folks, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good Thursday evening today. We got this. This way. This what's the play right here. If you are a regular of the stream, you might notice this actually from the Sunday stream that we did this past weekend. This was our first. It was a game two against Pokemokey Beans. It was just bug, no white, no red. Um, that basically only wins via Murktide and Bowmasters are their main threats. We lost game one. I don't recall to what exactly, but we are now in game two, and we're thought seeing them on like turn a billion or whatever, and we see this pile of cards that have a lot of text on them. And I thought about this one for a very long time, and I think there's actually pretty good justifications for taking most of this hand. I think there's one card that stands out as the one that you don't want to take. The one that you don't want to take, I think, just to make it very clear, is Pernicious Deed. I think taking Deed. I think the fact that they have two Beanstalks out on the board already makes Deed look not that great for them to cast. You're almost glad to be able to put them in a position where they might have to deed away a bunch of their stuff, and not make you have to deal with these beans with Skyclaves or Lorens or whatever. So yeah, I think deed is solidly out. The blue cards together, I think you're more likely to take Sauron's Ransom than you are Force of Will for a key reason, which is that we have a D&Teeg in our hands, and if we resolve the D&Teeg, then the Force of Will kind of dies anyway. So, and since they have exactly 3 mana up for the Sauron's Ransom, that mana is just going to rot away. I think if you're taking a blue card, you're probably taking Ransom, slamming D&Teeg. Turning off the Force of Will. They have the deed to kill it, but again, if they're deeding for 2, that's going to kill their beans, and that's solving a big problem too. What I did was thought to... This is an approach... I don't know if this perspective makes sense to everybody, but especially when I'm going into these control matchups that tend to go really late, I think about all the time about how they have very few cards in their deck that actually win the game. They tend to be very threat light. And critically, they have a lot of threats that are just easily one-for-one answered with the Swords to Plowshares. Ignoring the bean synergy, obviously. If Murktide with the bean out, if you swords it, that's technically a 1-for-2, but like, I don't know if I really... Still, like, the point is, like, you swords it, it's gone, you move on with the rest of the game. Because of that, I think taking a threat is... in general, feels good against this kind of deck because they just have so few of them. If you thought to use one, that's just one that you don't need a removal spell for later. And I think Torok presents a few big problems looking at our hands. Notably, we don't have a direct answer for Torok. We do have a Karakas, so the Torok isn't going to kill us. But the problem I see is that our hand is super reactive. We have 3 Swords to Plowshares. We have 2 5-drops we're nowhere close to casting. A Skyclave that's probably going to go on a bean this turn, something like that. But the point is, like, I think that Torok ends up being pretty poor against us from decks like Death Shadow and Scam and things like that, because by the time they cast it, our hands are empty anyway. But that's not true here. And thinking to this game going very long, if we are just in a scenario where they're trying to kill us with Torok and we have the Karakas to bounce it, I don't think that's a good exchange for us because we have all of these cards that we're not going to be able to get value out of before the Torok just rips our hand apart and we lose 3 Swords to Plowshares. And then they just cast 1 Murktide and we're dead. I also think the problem with taking any card other than Torok is that they're only 1 black mana away from kicking the Torok. I think that's one big reason why you want to take the Ransom over the Force of Will as well. But the thing is, again, our they notably our opponent is at 4 life, but like we don't have a good way to capitalize on it because of how reactive our hand is. Um, and so for that reason, I just have to assume that this Torok is going to be able to get cast at some point, even if we like waste their Underground Sea. They're still going to get those lands eventually, and our hands really can't afford to waste land. I feel personally. Um, so with all of those factors together, my answer here is to Thoughtseize the Torok. Abuse the fact that these decks play very few threats. In particular, we don't have a permanent answer to Torok in our deck. We don't have Battles of Bywater. Potentially should, honestly, but I don't in this case. I guess the one answer we do have is we could Bowmaster it in response to the him trigger. That's the one way we really have to like answer it, other than like blocking it with germ tokens. But that's not really reliable, and there's still the problem of if this Torok is just ripping our hand apart, then Murktide off the top, it basically kills us immediately. And that's the big problem that I have with letting them keep the Torok. So that's my answer. I take the Torok. I believe in this game I followed up then by Skyclaving a Beanstalk, which went fine. Notably, I think an important thing that I don't want to say that this validates our choice, because obviously the fact that I'm saying this means there's a million ways this could have gone differently, but we ended up decking them. We were at 1 life, and they had no creatures in play. And then we just passed the turn for the last 5 turns until they drew all the cards in their deck, because they had no creatures left to kill us with. And if we had not taken Torok, I'm not saying that we would have lost, but that line of just like answer every single thing that they have with our reactive hands and not really worry about the fact that we can't kill them could not have been a line that we took if we let them keep Torok. So that's my spiel. Hope it makes sense to some of you. If it doesn't, that's okay. And if anybody has any further questions about that, please do let me know. But that's kind of where I was coming from. Now, if we go over to here, we're playing the same list as last time. We're just going to keep playing these 4 therapies on the board. They keep being cool. Mindbreak Trap is stinky. Certainly, maybe we'll just like queue into Storm 5 times and then die. But hey, whatever. I do want to keep... One thing I really want to do is keep a tally of how many I'm finding room for easily, because the full 4 might just be too many, and maybe we only want 3. But we're just gathering data right now. And trying to blind hit therapies, because that's always really fun. Therapy is a beautiful foil, I gotta say. I bought one at the... I mentioned this last week, but I bought one the morning of Eternal Weekend's Legacy Champs, because I was like talking with friends about this and kind of like, oh, well, okay, here's Storm. Okay. Decided on it literally the night before and went around and found one in the venue. Thankfully, there were like a bunch, weirdly. But oh my god, it's like one of the prettiest cards I own now. Alright, so me the captain, I believe Jordan Kareem, I believe is their name. They are a I think exclusively Tess player. I think I've only ever seen them play Tess. So we might just die. I don't really like this hand. It's obviously not good against Storm. We're not really mulling to anything other than Thought. Well, I guess Thalia and Thoughtseize is what we're mulling to against Storm. But I don't love this hand against most things. I think I'm kind of happy to mull this. I'm happier to keep this in the blinds. And if he's on Storm, we're dead, but that's fine. Bayou. I wonder what that could be. Ransom is definitely the second card I would take, but yeah, I don't know. I at least personally feel good about the choice that I made. Interesting. Well, we're still alive. Maybe should have played a Marsh Flats just to threaten Bowmaster, but I took the Turok. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly it. I didn't like if my hand could have played more proactively, then I would be much more keen on taking the ransom and just kind of ignoring the Turok because I'm beating them down. I just didn't feel like my hand was equipped to do that at all. Peer into the abyss. That's a lot of cards to draw. Think we're dead. Pretty solidly dead. All right. I think we're bringing in all of these. Cutting the removal. And then we need to cut one more card. Probably a wisp. I think it's a wisp. Might want a Lauren over a wisp. Yeah, I think Lauren over wisp makes sense for just killing like Moxen that are still, or like Chrome Moxen that are still hanging around, things like that. I think saying that I have no good cards in hand with 3 Swords to Plowshares against a deck that has like 4 Murktides and no other ways to win is kind of a stretch. And the problem is they're gonna have triple black again because I don't have a way to capitalize on the fact that they're on low on life. But my hand just doesn't put any pressure on them. I would love to play first. What do we got? Ugh. This is almost perfect. I just need one of these lands to be a black source, but I don't think I can just... Yeah, I can't just go Thoughtseize nothing. Double Cabal Therapy, huh? I don't have a great way to flash it back, but this is probably good enough. I'm pretty sure this is better than a 5. Yeah, it would be nice if like one of these was a Thoughtseize instead, but I think we just put back the Batter Skull, and then the Rest in Peace as a follow-up is pretty nice because it cuts off the Gaia's Will lines. I think my easy name on turn 1 is just Dark Ritual. It's the most likely card to kill me. And if I miss, that's usually okay. In this case, it is not okay. Well, alright. That was a hell of a 6. That is not the kind of card I wanted to see because my deck notably does not have... I guess I could draw into Surgical. That's the one thing I could draw into, but... Oh, hell yeah. Alright. Whiffed, so now we get to slam Teeg, and hopefully that wins. Naming Dark Ritual better than LED? Maybe. This is my first time playing Cabal Therapy, so I'm definitely not like doing anything perfectly by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just gonna play this Mom, I think, because the more layers of protection I have for the Teeg, the better. I remember a previous thought that I had about it was that LED is obviously scary, but there are LED puts like more requirements on what your hand does, I guess. Like LED doesn't actually win. It might not matter against a deck like this. I'm not even sure if he's playing cantrips or not, but that was at least an idea that I had. Are we just... I think we're just grabbing Athalia, right? Yeah. All right, cool. That whiffed echo was very good for us, and winning game 3 on the draw is going to be rough, but we'll see. See if we can do it. Well, that's at least a Thoughtseize. I wish I had a better follow-up, though. Wasteland's kind of a follow-up, but not always. Mulling to 6, though. So we can Thoughtseize, cast Stoneforge, put in Cauldron, waste them. This Thoughtseize is doing a lot of heavy lifting, but like it is the best turn 1 play that we have, so I don't think that we can afford to mull to only Thoughtseize plus Thalia, basically. So I think we just keep this. If they have Dark Writ and no Eternal Kill, you can take over the second therapy of Flashback. Okay, yeah, that is a good point too. That I had not considered. I cannot really. I think without Deafening Silence or Mindbreak Trap in our deck, I think they're probably just blanket are not. Oh, we're getting Thoughtseize. Probably no 6s that would be better than this without Thoughtseize. Kind of amused by the possibility that he probably, yeah, he has to take our Thoughtseize, which doesn't surprise me. On 3 cards, like. Yeah. No, I'm getting.
I'm waysigning an Underground Sea. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm getting stormed.
Oh, okay. So it's a great time to have a stream cookie.
It is a great time for a stream cookie.
So there's like this big chocolate chunk cookie.
There's
this like strudel thing that I thought you might like better than me.
And
the 2 on the bottom are chocolate chip peanut butter.
Ooh.
I'll get you a napkin too.
Thank you.
Are you dead yet?
I'm not. He mulled to 5.
Okay.
And then Thoughtseized my Thoughtseize, and then I Wastelanded him.
Okay.
So.
Got it. Alright, well up and done.
Okay. Now he's brainstorming, so I might be dead.
See everybody in chat.
Yeah.
Are you gonna come out?
Alright, this mom is definitely getting in. Yeah, this is definitely a Cauldron game. I'm not even sure if I'm putting in Cauldron next turn. It'll depend on what I draw, but there's like definitely a temptation to just not put in Cauldron and recruit for Teeg here. Yeah, I think we just recruit for Teeg. Because that then lets us Teeg plus put in Cauldron next turn, which is pretty good. Yeah, this mom's still attacking. I don't think it's gonna matter here, but it could. So another land feels likely good for me. I don't think he really wants to be drawing this many lands. Ooh, beseech not bargains. Spicy. Burning Wish. Is this for Massacre or for Echo? Oh, that's really annoying. Okay. Gross. Surgical? Okay, I have a surgical in my hands. The rest of my hand kind of stinks, though. Alright, let's beseech. Damn. Alright. Now we're F6ing. Yeah, the Mind's Desire on man. Couple of weeks were pretty cute. And then they didn't need it anymore. Okay. That's a very good sign. Ooh. What do we want to take? Alright, what's our first name? I guess we could just surgical. Because if we're ripping his hand apart, it doesn't really matter that this... Yeah. Nah, you're right. Oh, and we get a Thoughtseize anyway? That's pretty sick. What is it? Suspend 4, so... It is blank, is what I'm hearing. Alright, beseech, the mirror, goodbye. Alright, this is the right one? Yeah, okay. Sacking the stone forage here, I think. It doesn't really matter. Now we take the Burning Wish. Now his hand is Gaia's Will, nothing else. And just to be safe... Jax, you're gonna be okay. We'll get a Teeg. Again. Sick. Therapy was pretty hot there, not gonna lie. Give me 1 second. Boom, I see the word. Yeah, I lean towards. They also have Veil of Summer in their deck, notably. So I think that's another reason not to go for that. Hmm. I'll keep this. I'll put the swamp on the bottom. Man, craked LED. Interesting. Oh no, I left my water out of my office. I'm a fool. I'll have to get that in a minute. Okay, getting reanimated. Yeah, that'd actually be great, Katie. Thank you. Yeah. I get it. Hmm. No Lotus Petal? No Lotus Petal, nice. Yeah, I'll just fetch. Not what I was hoping for, but... Are you sure, Jax? I'll get rid of the Prismatic Vista. Come on, let me take my turn. Never mind, I don't care about taking my turn anymore. I don't expect this to do much, but... Sure, you can entomb. Notably, okay, I should have noticed this troll. So they're on the scam build, which I don't think really changes anything that I'm doing. I'll sack the army token. I've heard people call it that, yeah. I think we're just dying here, unfortunately. Yep, we did. Alright. So the easy ones are the Battle of Bywaters, Legions to Ashes, Surgicals, and the Rest in Peace. We are probably bringing in at least some number of therapies. Cards that I don't like are Lauren. The Skyclaves are better against this deck than they are against Reanimator, but they're still not great. Wisps are definitely not good. Probably still cutting up planes. And then I would normally be cutting like moms against them. And the GT. Right, it's just most of the equipment, and then we would need one more cut. It's probably still Skyclave, right? Like, it can answer Grief, but that's about it. It might be that we want just 2 Skyclaves, so no Wisps. This is definitely not the best therapy matchup, but it's an okay one at least. We do need a lot of therapy, though. Yeah, I'll go for this. I would love to play first. What do we got? Oh, this hand is very slow and reactive. This hand just needs a fetch land, and it would have been incredible. I hate the fact that I'm thinking of keeping it anyway, but my opponent kept 7, so I don't know. Man, this is so tempting. It's just we only have 18 black sources in the deck. If we just needed any land, I would feel better for it, but better about it. But I think the fact that like we kind of like obviously a white source is okay for having swords, but like I don't know. I'm not. How reliable are these surgical extractions? They are pretty good. I guess this is probably better than a 5, as much as I hate it to my core. Yeah, I hate this, but I'm just gonna keep in bottom the recruiter. Pass. Grief pitch reanimate, huh? Okay, so they have 2 Archons and a Traxa, Grizzlebrands, 2 Trolls, 4 Bowmasters. And they've notably already gotten rid of 2 Reanimates because one of them was evoked. Or one of them was pitched to the evoke. So if they get a... Okay, we are really banking on a land now, because if they... They basically need the top 3. I guess there's not that many heads, right? It's right. We were just counting them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they have like 6 cards to draw in the top 3 of their deck to put a big creature into play next turn. Alright, crossing the fingers. Oh! Okay. Almost destroyed myself. Alright, take that animate dead. Now we're okay. Basic Swamp was a really annoying card to draw here, but that's how it goes sometimes. There's the looting. We definitely bought ourselves some time making them have to find creature plus reanimation spell, but only so much time. Okay, they found the creature. Really? Okay. At least they got a legendary one. We can draw Caracas. This was not a very good hit for them. I guess it's fine. Artifact, creature, lands, sorcery instant. So Caracas would be great. White source, any white source is okay. Or I guess not, because they're going to Thoughtseize our swords. Thoughtseize, Dark Ritual, Swamp, Lotus Petal, and what else did they keep? Troll. Okay, so get rid of the Bowmasters. There's the Petal, there's the Thoughtseize, there's the Swamp, there's the Ritual. Okay. Jax, please deal. And animate that? Jesus. I think we technically have one more draw. Oh no, actually we don't. Yeah, we can just concede. One second. Of course he was gone by the time that I went to let him in. Alright, well. Therapies are definitely worse against Reanimator than... I mean, I guess we didn't even draw them. We just kept a very... A six card hand that really needed to draw some lands. And then we drew a poor one a little slow. So, happens. Also, that Faithless Looting was like actual perfects for them, which sucked too. This hand is not great. This is definitely a weird one. Bottom the Solitude just because it's hard to support a pitch spell on a mulligan, and we have the Swords to Plowshares in our hand too, which makes it a little better. Looks like it's probably Sphere lands. Okay. So Foothills and Loam in their graveyard. I'm glad to have this Lion Sash in my hand, but we're going to need to get out the gates fast to keep this Loam under control. I just want to keep drawing planes for the most part. They hit another loam and a stage. Okay. And they showed me, they revealed another card in their hands by playing the second Savannah. And they're crop rotating. Is this just for an Urza Saga? Tabernacle. What are they doing? So they have Philhos Tomb, Savannah, Stage. So I know all but one card in their hands. I think I have to just let this mom die. I think this sash is too important. So I guess good on them. Please, please, please draw more lands. Preferably plains. I'm assuming they're putting a loam into their hands. Yeah, there they go. They mill into a Caracas, sure. Alright, there's the Savannah. I'm definitely helped by the lack of an exploration. Alright. May I pay for sash, please? Yes. There we go. No lands, huh? I'm just gonna eat this loam right now, I think. Cool. Lands, please. I'm getting the sense my opponent does not use Moto very often because they're playing very slowly. So I guess this technically gets us a land, although not in the way that I wanted. Yeah, I'll get a swamp. There's the stage. I assume they're going to loam bank Beseiju Caracas here. Yep. I'm just going to go ahead and Skyclave their Mox Diamonds. Set them back a bit on their mana. If they don't find their wins quickly, based on how they're playing right now, I might just win on clock. Obviously, it's very early to call that, especially when my hand doesn't look very good right now. But we'll see. Unfortunately, Sash is by far the best card I could have. I have in my main deck. These recruiters like kind of aren't gonna get anything now. I guess the next is probably Loran, just to control Saga, but it'll only matter so much with no Sash in my deck to keep them on the back, or to deal with the Loams and exile them. I guess I'll play Jite. I don't know. Alright, this might be a boring one squad, we'll see. Wait, very important opportunity to get complaint equity that we don't have. Scarab Swarm on Moto, another great card I could have in my main deck, but don't. Perfect. This is like, I actively wanted them to do that. I was kind of wondering if that's what they were going to use their Beseju on. I don't think he is, but we'll see. That was a pretty gross mill. Saga and Ghost Quarter. Wastelands, sure. Waste Canopy, Ghost Quarter. Tempted to just let the Skyclave die and recruit for a... Oh, they didn't even get the Saga back. Interesting. Never mind. I am not letting it die. Ooh, Stoneforge. They don't have Beseju in their hands. Alright, let's get that Cauldron out here. Okay, you can Ghost Quarter me. That's rude. I think I'm just gonna pay for both and just hit them for 3 while they continue to do nothing. Oh, there. Sure. Yeah, whatever. They have Caracas in their hands. They can deal with the Thalia, but like, again, I think they don't have Exploration out. I'm happy to just like waste their land drop, honestly. They're Ghost Courting themselves? What? Okay. They milled over another Sphere, Saga, and Port. Okay. They get backstage, Beseiju, and Ghost Quarter, and they play the Beseiju. And now they're at 8 cards in their hands, they have to discard something. Yep, discard the Ancient Tomb, which is kind of what I was expecting they would discard. Alright, they're getting close to dead, and they still haven't loamed back an Urza Saga for some reason. Jax, please. It was nice of them to not make me have to pay for my Thalia. This feels like a dumb way to beat lands, but I mean, here we are. They're just making odd choices. We do take these. Alright, it's the wrong time to bounce Thalia, but that's okay. Alright, there's a maze. So any land off the top should kill them. I know every card in their hand but one. Yeah, they are definitely... I think they are learning both, if I had to guess. That's true. I did forget that the... oh, sorry, my camera got moved. I did forget that the All Access Pass just went up recently, right? Okay, there they go. I think I just play another Stone Forge because it's a card that can't get Karakist. So I have to discard, what, 2 cards? Basically, my whole hand is irrelevant, so I think I'll discard Batter Skull into Swords to Plowshares. Alright, there's the Ghost Quarter, and they play Horizon Canopy. Okay, so that's all stuff I knew about. They have 2 cards that they've drawn that I'm not aware of. Jax. Okay. Alright. Okay. Not gonna complain. In no universe should I have won that, but that's all right. It's cutting the Thalias, cutting Jite. I don't like Thoughtseized that very much against lands, but it is definitely better against white lands than it is against red lands. Sam is good here. He's probably shaving on some. Batter Skull's very whatever here. And since these were definitely bringing in the battles are like better against Saga, and might be worth like cutting some swords. Bowmasters obviously isn't great, but I think it's probably better than their removal. I think I'm gonna try this. I don't know. Bowmaster is definitely not good. I just am not. I'm just never happy to cast swords really in the matchup. Also, notably, going to be worse against Sphere of Resistance if they keep it in, which they probably are because they're a new player figuring out the deck. This hand does not really do anything, unfortunately. This hand doesn't really. This hand does more, but not in the way that I want it to. So the idea with Cabal Therapy, just to explain it while my opponent's mulliganing, oh damn it, they just did, is it's an extra discard spell that you can play against combo decks. This is basically currently, these 4 are in my previous sideboard were 1 Deafening Silence, 2 Mindbreak Traps, and a Containment Priest. And the idea is to try to play an extra discard skill that you can bring in against combo that isn't a card that is literally dead everywhere else. For example, I have been bringing in a number of Cabal Therapies against basically every Beanstalk control deck. My opponent kept 6. Ugh, this hand is just really bad. Yeah, I gotta go to 5. Okay, this works. This works. Bottom 2 lands, probably just plain scrub lands. Yeah. curious. What? Sure. Okay. Okay, now I can look at Mira's comment. Very normal. Plow is better than Bowmaster, but Bowmaster would be better than Plow if it had a buff Orc Mommy on it. Yeah, okay. I think that's fair. Seems fine. Always annoying when I have the Savannah in my opener in game 1, but alas. Is this Delver? Looks like Delver, yep. That makes the Savannah feel even worse. I am pretty sure that I am just playing Mom here and giving myself time to draw basics as opposed to just opening myself up to getting double wasted. There will be plenty of time for his Thoughtseize to be good. Getting dazed? Sure. Reveals Force of Will. Gross. We getting forced? We are not getting forced. All right. Land? No. Hmm. Okay. I think I have to expose something to daze, so I think I'm fine to. Oh, this value daze. Okay, it doesn't. Cool. Even better. Alright, there's the first wasteland. Is Murktide? Yeah, okay. That was definitely my concern with using the second swords there, but with this force in their hands, I think the I think a swords targeting the Murktide wasn't resolving anyway. But obviously now we need another one, so bleh. We have a little bit of time. Emphasis on a little bit. Okay. Okay, at least we know it's rogue. Okay, we have a plan. Just gonna wisp this Murktide in combat. Take that to 2, keep this on 3. Do we have anything? That is just barely something. I think that's one of the better somethings we could have drawn. So we can Thoughtseize them. We go to 4, which is kind of scary. But this now lets us Thoughtseize away what is very likely to be a Force of Will. And then we can recruit Solitude, pitch Thalia, kill the Murktide. I actually don't hate that mirror. Maybe I should have thought about that a little more. Going down to 3 here is obviously a potential problem. Oh, okay. Okay. Force and force. Got it. Okay. Yeah, so your line makes it so that we don't have to care about like anything that's in their hands, which I don't hate. Portents. Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter. They're gonna draw it on their turn either way, but I guess my line makes sure that if we have to pitch, that at least the Solitude is definitely resolving. All right. Go to E. Oh yeah, we can still Thoughtseize. Yeah, I guess there actually isn't a difference. I think your line is just right. All right, don't bolt me. All right, if they had bolt, they would have killed us. If we draw a white card off the top, then Bolt becomes not a problem anymore. It's a little concerning that they played a fetch land and did not fetch. We might be dead. I specifically didn't fetch after looking at the top of their card with Bobble. Yeah, I'm not letting this Bowmaster out of play. Okay, I think we got there. They need to have Bolt and Force and blue card. Seek the Beast is one way for them to do that. What did they exile? They exiled Daze and Ponder. That is not going to do it. I wonder if I'm supposed to just Solitude right now. I think I was supposed to do it while they were tapped out, actually. Yeah, I'm just doing this. They can hard cast a Force, but then they don't have the mana to cast a Bolt after, so we win that way. This is the Ponder, yep. Alright, I'll take it. That was a lot of cards for them to not find Force, but I am certainly not complaining about that. Alright, goodbye Loran, goodbye Threthalia. Classic Delver sideboarding. Yep. Alright, turn 1 DRC is pretty good, especially with Bobble. I like that they milled a Wasteland. Especially now that we have a black card that we're going to want to fetch a duel for. And Vial resolves, hell yeah. Well then, I am feeling pretty happy. So they didn't daze the Vial, which means I don't think they have any counter magic at all. So I'm just gonna Bowmaster. Yeah, cool. It gets him up to 3 cards for Delirium, but like, whatever. They're gonna get Delirium eventually, and this means they can't like brainstorm to get to it. This could be a bolt on the Bowmaster. That would also be okay. Yeah. Bolt me. Wow, okay. I mean, I see the logic behind it. I think it's a little bold, though. All right, Samwise is going to finally do one of those things that people clamor about with this card. At least potentially. It looks like yes. Yeah, when they're at this, when they're like this super dead, we're just going for it. Evoke, kill DRC, activate Vial, Samwise the Solitude back. I'll turn Recruiter. Yeah, Recruiter is going to be legendary because I'm going to get to bounce it with Caracas. Whoa, we are doing literally all the Sam stuff. It only took me. I mean, I don't know. I haven't played that much Sam, but it took a very long time for Sam to look this good. All right, DRC 3 and Delver, sure. I'm just gonna get a Skyclave here. All right, Ponder. Can't really cast that one safely. We are getting a little low. 8 isn't a very high life total against Delver, but I'm definitely taking Vial up to 5 this game. Oh no, is this going to be Petty Theft on my Aether Vial? Because that would be very mean. Oh, it's Seek the Beast. Okay. What do they hit? Flooded Strand, Force of Will. Yeah. Nice hits. I know I'm biased, but man, I feel like Seek the Beast never has looked good to me. Okay. Looks like there might be a Murktide coming down. XXX Manfred, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good evening. Yep, okay, we got a Murktide coming. How much does that change? Not a lot, I don't think. I guess it means another blocker in play means we don't just kill them, I guess. But the fact that it's a 4/4 means that we don't necessarily need to put this Yorion in, or this Solitude into play either. Let's see. If we draw a white card, things get a little simpler. We do draw a white card. Okay. So their hands. Hey, Ben. Morning. Thank you so much for the sub. How's it going? So I am pretty sure that I just want to... So if I Solitude the Murktide, they're taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But they gain 4, so they're going to 5, basically. I'm just going to cast this Solitude pre-combat right now. Cool, they do not have Force of Will. Yeah, I'm going to leave Bowmaster in play again. Okay. So I think we're basically doing the same thing here. We Solitude this. We don't Samwise back anything, but that's fine. And then we recruit for a Solitude, and we have an out to double bolts by just Solituding our Yorion if we need to. And I'll make Solitude legendary, I guess. Trilith, don't say that. But welcome. Bolting me down to 2. Okay, alright. I'm just doing this now before it's too late. No reason to die because their last 2 cards in hand, or the last 2 cards in hand are Bolt. Alright, they shuffle, so that's good. Oh. Excuse me. Thank you, thank you. Alright, cool. Moving on to the last match. It's been a quick league tonight. Maybe. I would normally say we might play a match or two. The family is very tired today. We're probably just gonna call it once the league is done. Katie, can you time out Trilith for 60 seconds? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Best moderator in the business. There we go. I feel like I've seen this person playing Moon Stompy before, maybe? I guess Goldfish agrees, so my instinct might be right. Alright, let's draw plains and not fetch lands. Or for them to just not have Blood Moon. That would be nice too. Hey Jared, how's it going? Sorry, I took a bite of cookie at the wrong time. This hand is okay. Against, it's missing a Stone Forge against Red Stompy, but I like that we have a Solitude. That's actually pretty sick. I love that. I love that for you. We'll keep it. It could be a little slow, but... It's nice that it doesn't care about Chalice at all. Never mind. They're doing something totally different. And our hand is like perfectly fine against any the average deck. So yeah, Trilith, it could be Doomsday with Basic Islands. Most lists play Basic Island. Okay, not Doomsday. Portents with Windswept Heath is an interesting combo. Yeah, I'm gonna fetch here. Oh. Yeah. Not quite the right time, Vile, but this looks like a deck where you're gonna have time to get the counters that you need. Interesting. Smelling a bit like a deck with Leyline Binding, if nothing else. Okay, alright. I can live with an Uro. I am literally going to exile that Uro right away. Ooh, no extra lands. Unfortunately, don't have time to wasteland them here since I'm casting this Sash, but let's get a Plains. And we got another Wastelands. Okay, cool. I'll cast the Sash, and then if the Sash gets forced, then I'll probably Wasteland, but otherwise I'm just gonna eat this Uro. I guess I should have gotten a Swamp with the first one. It'll be annoying if this scrubland gets wasted later, but oh well, I've made my mistake. Probably won't matter because we're just going to double waste them and then they'll die. So, you know. I have yet to see a bean list with Savai Triumph. That's an interesting choice. It's funny. I don't even like try to think about what's happening flavorfully because it's just too dumb. Is this a binding on my sash? Binding on the vial? It's definitely. Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go. Nice binding. Get out of here. That felt good. They let the Thalia in so they couldn't binding anything. I wasteland them so they can't force anything. Okay, basic planes is good to know about, although not surprising by any means. So is this a binding here? Sure. What are you binding? The Thalia? Sure. This is playing a little hard into a potential terminus, but this would have to be off the top. So okay, cool. They force it, so there's no force pitching. Literal Jace the Mind Sculptor. Wild. All right. It's a lot of tropical islands over there. I'll eat that Savai Triome. In case they are going to swords the Skyclave, I don't want them to be able to use the illusion and block the recruiter for free. But I am going to pump a lot of my extra mana into this, I think. I think at least 2. Yeah, I'll put in 2. I'll save the 3rd up for any other graveyard shenanigans that happen the rest of the turn. Alright, cool. They concede. Alright. I do not know the specifics of this beanstalk list, but I'm probably going to board pretty similarly to how I do against most of them. I don't know, Chylith. I don't know if I like hearing you out, actually. Let's see. Most of the rest of the deck is pretty good. A thing that I've been leaning towards doing is boarding out some number of Wisp, because Wisp is really bad in the games against the beans that you usually lose. No, we definitely should have equipped Sash to play on Terminus. No, that was definitely just right. I should have kept the 1 mana up. I wasn't playing around anything specific, really. I was just being safe while we were very ahead. So I should have just spent 1 less mana eating things and moved the Sash over to the probably the Recruiter. So we could just stick with 2 therapy, or we could maybe board out a Wisp for the 3rd. I don't really see another card we want to board out. I don't really want to bring in Surgical. I'm still looking for cards to cut from the main, right? Yeah, I see the value of Surgical, but I actually don't hate cutting Mom for therapy, since they certainly have Terminus in their deck. Science. We do have to be careful of our creature count, but we still at least have about 28. This hand is okay, but not great. Sash is good, but Sash on its own is not good. I like this hand. Probably put back the Swords to Plowshares. Maybe we put back a land. Wasteland was very good that game, although I don't think it is often going to be against decks like this. I think they just happen to draw a lot of Trops. Yeah, so I think it's either Wasteland or Swords. They are an Uro deck. Didn't look like they were going to really be in anything else deck, so if there is an Uro, we have time to find another answer for it. So I think I'm leaning towards spinning the Swords. A double Triumph list, and they're playing the weird ones. Bean, sure. I can't. I wonder if I was supposed to get a scrub land with this. Um, I think we just want to hold up Bowmasters here. Yeah. Wastelanding a Triome is tempting, but I think I would rather try to cut them off of a color after they've committed to getting certain lands. Oh boy. Alright. We got some stuff going on here, huh? Wait, brainstorming? Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Bowmasters are dissolving. Now I really wish I had a had a had a scrub land here, but I think we just open on the Thoughtseize then. Guarantee we take something, and then the therapy will rip their hand up later. What? In the kitchen for sure. This is definitely something. This is artifacts, yeah. I think we just take the swords to plowshares. Brainstorm's uncastable. Uro is castable but doesn't do much. Street Wraith looks awful. Terminus won't get cast for a million years. Seeds of Innocence kills our Vile. And sure, whatever. Yeah, we're taking the swords. Oh, we also get to wasteland them here. So we can cut them off either white or black. That is true. Although this Wraith looks pretty bad into double Bowmasters anyway, so I think I'm fine if they cycle the Wraith. Yeah, I'm just gonna take swords and I think I'm wasting the Savannah. Yeah. There was a pause in their draw step. I don't know if they've had a draw step. Oh, boy. I don't know if they've had a draw step stop before, but it is entirely possible they just top deck Terminus, and that was a great reason for us to take them off a white. Yep, they concede. All right, cool. All right, pretty snazzy 4-1, only losing to Reanimator with a sideboard that is definitely worse against Reanimator, so that's okay. Hasn't been that popular. I think that we are good to play one match in the next league. And I'll probably cut it off after that. I'm guessing that what they were doing there was digging for a white source to put Terminus on top of their deck and then Street Wraith into it. But notably, um, unless they drew a non-fetch land, they were exactly dead because they were going to 11, right? And so they would go to 10 from the fetch. So they're taking 6 from the brainstorm, going to 5. They would go to 4 on the fetch, and then go to 0 from Street Wraith plus the 2 Bowmaster triggers. So they had to draw exactly a non-fetch white source. Oh, and beans. Yeah, forgot about the beans that were going to be going on. So they were even extra dead. If I'm remembering their life total right, I could just have it off. Let's chat with my opponent. They're another streamer. I rated them actually last time I was streaming. This hand is interesting. I don't like Vile one-landers, but this is double. It has 2 Vials, 5 1-drops, and I'm on the draw. It's pretty tempting. First league was 4-1. Only lost to Reanimator. 0-2, or we just didn't have. We kept a very sketchy 6, or so was it a 7? No, it was a 6 in game 2. And our sideboard isn't as good against them as it used to be. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Notably, a 61 card deck. No idea what that means. They're mulling to 4. I just noticed that how far they're mulliganing. I think Oops has been off 61, but I could be wrong. I'm sorry. I think Mirror already tried Yorgon Maverick. I don't think that it was very good. Was it a Reanimator again? Might be a Reanimator again. Yep. So I am just gonna get a Vial and play. Faithless Looting? Alright, alright, alright. Grizzlebrand Reanimate. I'm worried that the last card in hand is... Yeah, okay. Gross. Can only draw 7, thankfully. You're now at 1. Oh, I thought this. Oh god, that was dumb. I guess it's fine. Never mind. I was thinking I was supposed to Solitude in response, and I was like looking at this unmask like it was a grief, and it was going to resolve and then have a trigger for some reason. Um, Probably because I'm tired, but it actually doesn't matter what they take with the unmask. I think they might have to just take the Stone Forge anyway, depending on how fast they're able to put another threat into play. But yeah, I think the other reason to just let that resolve is we could just draw a Caracas right here. Like I said, sometimes we could just draw Caracas. um, yeah, we're not holding enough mana for anything. All you have to do is top deck Caracas. It's not that hard, guys. Annoying. Yeah, resolves. I do not want to vial the mom in because I might need it as the white card for Solitude. What did they pitch that time? Exhume. Okay. So I'm pretty sure they, unless they are putting a big thing into play right now, I think they're forced to take the Stone Forge because if we draw a land, then they lose. Oh. Let's draw a land. Not quite. I think that we are still just putting... Yeah. If we wait on it, then it's susceptible to discard, and there's no reason to do that when they don't have any removal in the main. Even if they find an Archon, we can just sack the Stone Forge, and then we're on again drawing a land or a white card, and then we're solid. Okay. So they have to have Animate Dead. The Shallow Grave. Well, that's worse. That is definitely worse. That was a bummer. Alright, unfortunately there's another Archon. They choose Archon, Lotus Petal, Verdant Catacombs, Petal, Faithless Looting. Okay, so that's the and they played the Petal. Dark Ritual. Thoughtseize themselves. Okay. Animate Dead. Those are duplicates. So we're looking for Solitude, Recruiter, Swords to Plowshares are the outs. That is not an out. Okay. The game ones that are so close until suddenly they're not are like so frustrating. So we're boarding in all of these except Lauren, keeping that out. Cut Batterskull, Jite. Cut the Wisps. Usually go down to like 1 or 2 Skyclaves. Cut a Plains. I'll cut the Lauren also. And then whether we keep Mom at all usually is dependent on whether they have, like, if they're playing Serenity, Mom is bad. If they're playing Wear Tear, Mom is good. Or can be good at least, because Sash tends to be one of the better cards. But I think keeping Mom might honestly be important as fuel for the therapies. But I'm not sure what we're cutting instead. Could trim a Vial, I guess. I literally just played against Reanimator. I've already forgotten what I did differently. Oh, I think I boarded out all the Moms by default last time. Oh, Samwise is kind of bad, isn't it? Lauren is just worse than Skyclave, though. I think this works. There's one Skyclave to potentially recruit for if we need to. I will play first. What do we got? This hand has some things going for it, but no. This hand is a lot better. Hopefully this Sash lives. I mean, the critical difference is that Lauren doesn't kill Grief and Skyclave does. Gross. 2 answers for Sash in your hands. Save Entomb, Animate Dead. And I can't take the Dismember because my hand doesn't beat Entomb, Animate Dead as it is. So I have to take one of these. I'm not sure which. I think it's Entomb, right? Because they have... They're basically looking for Entomb, Animate Dead... Or sorry, or Entomb, Faithless Looting. Yeah, I think we're taking Entomb. It means like faithless looting works, Entomb works, or unmask works. Um, yeah, we're taking the Entomb. I just have to pass here, right? As much as I hate it. Like, the sash just dies to the dismember, so I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to hold this. Alright, we're still alive. That'll work. That solves the immediate problem. Nice. It has successfully killed one of the removal spells. Are we still holding Sash here? Or do we have to play Sash so that we have at least two things that matter in play? Because on 7 cards, it feels a little too likely that they can just dismember Thalia and then kill us. Huh. Yeah, I think I just need the second layer of interaction here. Definitely not confident that that's right, but alright, Grizzlebrand got pitched. We're getting griefed. Please, no more lands. I'm all good on lands. You didn't hear me, but that's actually an okay land for me to draw. I'm gonna put Yarn in my hand this time. Now I just gotta close the door before it's too late. Interesting. Is that better than casting Yorion? Probably not, actually. Well, maybe. I keep having to make decisions. This is dumb. So we know they have an animate dead, but they are at least one land off of casting it. They need two unless they have a dark ritual in their hand. They could also potentially have a reanimate, and they just need one more land. I'm not sure. I think we just have to cast the Yorion here, though. I think we're just cutting them off of the extra turns. Not two full leagues. This will be the last match, but okay, they did have their reanimate. Crocus. Crocus wins. Swords and Recruiter are okay. Or no, Plow and Solitude actually win because we just kill whatever attracts and blocks. Grief, Dark Ritual, Reanimate, Lotus Petal, Swamp Show and Tell. All right, so what do we know they have? So they griefed us. They have a show and tell. What did they keep? I got so they kept grief, dark ritual, animate dead lotus petal, swamp show and tell. Get rid of the Thoughtseize, reanimate. So these were the 6 cards they kept. They pitched a Thoughtseize. No, this is one of 3 moms. So they have the grief, so we could. So I think that we are throwing this Thalia away for the therapy to take their animate dead. I think that's what we have to do here. And we're going to take a hit from the Atraxa, but at least after that it won't be able to attack anymore, and maybe that buys us enough time. Probably won't, but it might. Oops. Nice, we hit 2 animate deads. That's pretty sick. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That's their hand. Magus is a little scary. It cuts off Caracas. We definitely had a lot of outs on that draw, that's for sure. They did play the swamp, I just couldn't tell. Is this Magus? Magus, okay. Alright, so we're stable at least for now. And we get to play another Thalia, sure. Lusht2, thank you so much for the follow. Sure, black, whatever. We still have Cauldra in our deck. So there we go. That's a way for this to go. Oh, nice. There you go. Yeah, you're welcome. It was a guess, but it was an educated guess. So, all right, cool. Our Caldra's getting into play. I think that's worse than Cauldra here, though. Importantly, waiting a turn means that they are going to be confirmed dead since they didn't block here. So, now we just got to win game 3 on the draw. No, I still don't think I like the Sam. Yeah. Remember when those therapies hit 2 animate duds, though? It's pretty sick, huh? This hand's alright. It's probably, with this build, it's probably one of our better ones since we don't really have anything really big to mulligan to. They're going to be able to get a big thing into play, assuming they have assuming they have discard, which they basically always do. The nice thing is that they're forced to take the surgical. We can potentially sword something, and then they have to find more discard to not die to this battle later. It's not as far from foolproof, but most of our games on the draw, we're crossing our fingers one way or another. Mulling to 6. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. There's no better card to have in our hand other than surgical, so. They mulled to 6, and they're thinking about it pretty hard. Hopefully that means they're going to 5, but we'll see. I'm going to have a bit of cookie in the meantime. Kept 6. I like the sign of this so far. Don't be Thoughtseize. You got it. You got it. Yeah. Um, yeah. I'm just gonna play the second swamp to really insult them. And this bowmat. Oh my, yeah. Okay, this game's over. I shouldn't say that. Things definitely could go wrong, but it's basically over. Yeah. Okay. They were smart not to attack. I'm gonna have to use the swords on this Magus now, probably. But I'm pretty sure that's fine when they're on 0 cards, only have one big creature in their graveyard. And yeah, I think we're gonna be okay. Yeah, I'm attacking with all of them. Unmask me. Okay, I'll just get the Atraxa out of your yard. I think this is the first hard cast Unmask I've ever seen. So they got 2 Archons, 3 Grizzlebrands, another Magus, and that is it. Cool, got it. Unmask resolves. Alright, we got this one. Pretty confident in saying that we got this one. You know what? Good on ya. Good on ya. So swords this, they go to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can put them down to 2. Or I could recruit for a wisp for insult, but no, I think I just need to... I guess if I just attack with Sash, that alone is going to kill them. So there's not even a reason to use the Swords to Plowshares. At least we have the white mana open this time. That one was much less of a sweat, but I'm glad that we got there. Do I play one more? I don't have work tomorrow. Alright, we're gonna play one more. Definitely cutting it off after this. Hope, pray to God we don't play against beans and it takes forever. But we'll play one more. We are on a roll. I guess we're just gonna explode, huh? Thalia on the play is pretty good. Yeah, it's like the only thing we can do against Mystic Forge. This is probably the matchup where Cabal Therapy hurts the most over Storm Hate. Just because this deck is so redundant. Or are they doing... No, okay, they're not doing something else. Still gonna get a One Ring on turn 2 through Athalia. Karn. He's gonna get a Lattice. Sky Sovereign. Okay. Can I get a Bowmaster? No. Bleh. I'm not the biggest fan of this deck. I think I just recruit for a Lauren here. Yeah. Some of the original green lists had oof in it. I think the reason I don't like oof is that this is the one deck you want it against. You basically don't care about it against like any other matchup. Yeah, that's basically it. It's you want it against Mystic Forge, and it's okay, but worse than Teeg against most other combo decks. I sure do play it a lot. There's a lot of people who play it at my LGS too. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, this is very annoying. The problem with playing Thalia is that they just animate the Karn and then kill it with Sky Sovereign. So I just have to lure in the Sky Sovereign. And then hope that they don't kill me here. Yeah. Yeah. And now I have to decide whether I care more. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So now I have to decide, do I care more about Karn being dead, or basically I can have 2 of Thalia in play, Basalt Monolith dead, and Karn dead. I can't have all 3. um, it existed before One Ring. It used to be called Turbo Forge because of Mystic Forge. Mystic Forge was the big engine, but the problem was that the deck relied so much on Mystic Forge, which was it's certainly a good card. It's restricted in Vintage, but it's not as consistent as the One Ring is. It just added redundancy that made the deck ridiculously powerful. Man, why can't I just do everything that I want to? Maybe I can live with Karn being in play one more turn, because at least Karn is still only going to be on 1 loyalty counter. Yeah, I think that makes sense. All right, F6. The blue is concerning me a little bit. All right, they did find another monolith. Interesting. Are they gonna try to untap the One Ring as a blocker? That would be pretty funny. I'm gonna Solitude it. E. I guess if they just pass priority, then that's bad for me. So maybe I have to um, solitude it now. Does that make sense? If I Caracas the One Ring, are they gonna try to untap it then, or will they just let that resolve? This is very funny. Hmm. I think if I Caracas it, they just let that resolve. So I think I am supposed to solitude it now. Especially with how much info I've given them by just thinking about this super hard. But I think getting the One Ring out of play is pretty important while I have the opportunity. And I think they've sussed out that I have it because that's why I attacked the way that I did. Maybe I was supposed to attack with both 2 power attackers into Karn to make them think that I don't have a removal spell. I'm not sure. This isn't a situation that I've been in before, so I'm really not sure. Thankfully, we still have this Thalia in play, and we're going to get to bounce this Loran and probably kill the Monolith again. Nope, we're killing the Urza Saga, just kidding. So they have 5 mana, still 5 mana. Still 4 mana. Another One Ring, yeah. I was just wondering the same thing. Yeah, I think they're just too low on mana without this Monolith, and I'm supposed to kill that. Oh, I don't know. They're drawing so many cards. This deck is dumb. I don't like it. Yeah, I think we get rid of the Monolith. And yes, I am definitely. I was thinking recruiting Bowmasters after that. Pretty sure that's what we want to do. Means we get to spend all our mana next turn. Bounce Lauren, play Bowmaster. We get to kill the Saga. We can deal with the first constructs because we have. Honestly, I don't even mind chump blocking some of this stuff. But they play City of Traders. It's the 3rd City of Traders they have so far. They're drawing lots of cards. There's another Monolith. So they're at 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana right now. 4 if we don't consider the. If we exclude the mana they're probably spending on making constructs. Hey Just Knight, I am doing pretty well. Hope that you are doing also well. Okay. I am I am amazed they didn't kill Lauren. That's really weird to me. It's only at 1 loyalty too. All right. So attack Ugin, attack them, attack them, attack them. Got that right? Yeah, okay. And then this is another case where I could hit the monolith, but I think killing the saga here is more important. Oh, I was supposed to just cast Bowmasters on my turn. This would just be in play so that they can't untap and then do it again. This is a PO. It is a PO. All right, they got all 4 Grim Monoliths out. Yeah. Yeah, so we just needed to cast Bowmaster on our turn. And then, like, none of this would have happened. Gotta remember to do that against One Ring decks. In general, because I don't want to, like, put myself in a position where, like, I can't effectively cast it because I have to hold it in response the whole time. That was the big mistake that I made. Oops. So I usually bring in Battle of Bywater here because I want to have some removal against Urza's Saga, but I don't want that much because removal isn't actually good against them, like, at all. um, I found Surgical to be quite bad against this deck. Most of our deck is not very good against them, but that's just how it goes. We have extra discard spells. Teeg is extremely good against them. Yeah, we go for it. Yeah, just do exclamation point card, and you can just put in the card name. Nope. This is in the abstract everything I want, but not the lands to cast any of them. This is good. I like this. I think we keep this. Bottom the vial, probably. Yeah. It's just extra discard. Like, you just need to have more interaction. Cabal Therapy is cheap interaction. I'm playing it to be a split card that I can play against combo decks and fair decks. I think I take Mystic Forge here. They can cast it on turn 1. It gets around Bowmaster. We could take the Ugin, but I don't know. Turn 1 Forge sounds pretty gross to me. I guess if you take Monolith, they can't cast any of it. It's bad against the... Ugin's definitely the most unique card, because Forge, there's Forges and One Rings that kind of act like Forges. There's 8 Monoliths. I do agree that it's kind of problematic. We can't beat the Ugins. Like, Ugin just making 1/1s over and over. Yeah. I definitely can't. I could. My track record against hoping Forge bricks is extremely bad. I think I'm going to go for the mana. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So where does Bow mastering them now, right? And then we therapy them twice next turn. Am I right? Or do we just therapy? I guess we therapy the Forge now, because, yeah, right, they can cast the Forge next turn. What am I saying? And they drew an Ancient Tomb. Okay. Oh, I gotta play my lands. Whoops, I did not play my lands. It's fine, I won't draw one next turn. It won't matter. There is the Ancient Tomb. Another Lotus Petal. Okay. Alright, it's fine. I did not draw Wastelands. So now we Bowmaster them. And we Flashback Therapy, taking the Ugin that they can now cast. Now we might get constructed out of the game, but we'll see. Yeah, exactly. We'll find battle. I'm gonna recruit for a Lauren here, I'm pretty sure, but... Oh, are they not making... Oh, no. Stop doing it. Therapy bug, sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nothing we do is good. We can't Skyclave Ugin. We could Wisp a token, but then Skyclave just kills the Wisp. I guess we probably just has to be Wisp. Could also get Stone Forge, I suppose, but that's just gonna get minused by Ugin too, so... I'm gonna go for Wisp. It doesn't have to win on the spot. Their deck doesn't win on the spot, really. It just generates an unassailable amount of advantage like every time it untaps. We're just taking 7. I mean, yeah, it is a combo deck. It's just like combo decks can have other plans, right? And like, I don't know, making all your spells 2 less mana is pretty good with Mystic Forge. You will basically just cast your entire deck. Alright, this is a bit of a risk, but I have to take a risk here. I'll just give you whatever this card is, and I hope it sucks. Oh, I am just dead on board, yep. Huh. Whoops. Oh, perfect. That letting me block. Cool. We're live. I do not know why I'm still fighting on, but we're here. I'll take one more draw step. Not that it's going to be any... Okay, never mind. We're good. We're out of here. I'm done. It's midnight. Man, I hate play. I think I have yet to win a match against Mystic Forge out of like 12 matches. It's absurd. I cannot beat that deck to save my life. All right, well, we are 5-2 on the night. We flashbacked a lot of therapies, and they were pretty hot. Not going to lie. Hello? Magic Online? Magic Online, where are you? There you are. When they floated, man. Yeah, I mean, that is a pretty bad sign, right? Yeah, so I'm starting to lean towards probably 3 therapy being the right number with like one specific anti-combo card. Something like that. I think the full 4 has been proving to be a bit much. Not surprisingly. I think that's sort of to be expected. But you got to play more copies of a card than you necessarily want to in order to see it often enough to test it out. So that's how it goes. It's definitely proving to be like quite good, honestly. It's doing exactly what I'm asking of it, which is again to be a split card between control and combo. And it is pretty cool how good of a job it is doing with that so far. I don't know how much I've drawn it against control, honestly, online at least, but when I did play it a little bit in paper, it was quite effective for me. So. Yeah, yeah. I think I already explained it. The whole point is that this is replacing Mind Break Traps because I don't like that Mind Break Traps come in against spell combo and nothing else. Basically nothing else. Like Initiative is the only other deck that I bring it in against. Anyway, I'm going to call it. Thank you everybody for stopping by. Next stream will be on Sunday, 9 p.m. as usual. Probably going to play about 94 of this 95. Probably not going to have time to finish this league either, so we'll probably start off next one by finishing this one. But in the meantime, I'm going to send you over to my previous Reanimator opponent, who is continuing to play some Reanimator. They're a Pacific Northwest player, if I remember right. Let me make sure I got it right. Yeah, I got it right. I'm going to send y'all over to them, and I hope you all have a good evening.